Okay. Getting set up here. Open the chat. I think I'm going to start opening that up first from now on. Alright, now I'll go to Facebook. Start saving this. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope all is well. Share to a group. Let's see. Well, yeah, I'd kind of like to share that to I'll share that to the ChillerNight group. Looks like we'll be starting on time tonight, so that's good. Couple more pages to share this to. Jack Shadow. Let's see. Harrisville Haunted House. And Chiller Chat. There we go. Anybody else? No, I think that'll be it. I think that'll be it. Oh, Craig says hi. Hey, Craig. Ava's waving. Says hello. Hello. Raymond says, Brian. Hey, Raymond. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, looks like we're on here. Rip roaring, ready to go in about 2 minutes, or a minute and a half. Trying to think, there was something. Oh yeah. Next week. All right. I'll add this one last little note, and then we'll pretty much be ready to start here. We got less than a minute to go. All right, how are we doing here? I got a couple people there on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, whoever you might be. I know Raymond's on there. Coming up on 8 o'clock. So think about what kind of topics you want to talk about tonight. Horror, science fiction, paranormal. Favorite horror movies, favorite Halloween activities. We're coming up on that time of the year. And it is 8 o'clock, time to begin. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to the ChillerNight Live pre-show, where from 8 p.m. until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I will sit here and we'll chat about all things horror, science fiction, paranormal, nostalgia from your childhood, whatever you want to talk about, anything you pretty much throw at me or each other here on the chat, we'll chat about. And of course, we will be talking about the ChillerNight television programming coming up on Stream TV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So where can you find that? Well, you can find that at streammedia.tv, streammedia.tv, and that'll be at 9 o'clock. We'll let you know what's coming on at that time. But Brad says, it's a Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? Roger says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Roger. Thanks for joining us. All right. Well, the schedule for tonight at 9 o'clock. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Carnival of Souls. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Carrie Haggard. I'll be talking about his book, Traveler. I was looking to see if I actually had a copy within reach, but I don't think I do. 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. 1:30 Chiller Chat. My guest is Gary Striner. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. Jack Shadow presents Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. So there you have it. There is the schedule for tonight on Stream TV. Now, how do you find that? If you're new here and you're not sure what the heck I'm talking about, at 9 o'clock, we usually put a cap on the show a couple minutes prior to 9 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock, just go to streammedia.tv, streammedia.tv. You can watch it streaming online on that site. So, one thing I wanted to mention, somebody had brought this up, one of the viewers had brought this up last week while the programming was going on, and I wanted to bring that up this week. If you go to that site and you don't see, it's either on, it might be a little different depending on what device you're watching. If you don't see a box there for live TV, go up into the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and you'll see a little menu box there. Click on the menu box, and you can see the live stream TV option there. So, let's see. John says, and now for your Labor Day weekend's entertainment, it's time for Chiller Night Pre-Show. This is Crozak the Grand, and here's Brian Hogue. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. So, I'm going to click on that right now. And I know there's a way for me to show you my screen, but I don't know how to actually do that. But I am going to, I just want to remind myself here, hopefully, let's see. Okay, normally as you scroll down the site here for Stream TV, normally there's like a little box there. It says live TV. Now, I don't have that here. There must have been a little bit of a change in the format here. But if you just click on Watch Live, right up at the top. So I thought I would mention that because somebody had brought that up last week while the programming was on. So I wanted to bring it up here because I didn't know if anybody else was having an issue watching any of the programming. So wanted to bring that up just in case you were one of them. Brad says AEW Wrestling All Out tomorrow night live on traditional cable box pay-per-view, Bleacher Report, and Fight TV streaming services. All right, there's a little plug there for AEW Wrestling. I hear that's taking off very well. Good for them. Raymond says you answered my question. Okay. So evidently that was going on with you as well. I did happen to notice that, and I thought, well, maybe it's just my phone or something. Maybe it was just me. But I guess that is something that is. I'm glad somebody brought that to my attention. So whoever, if you're watching today, I got on there. I did answer them, but I wanted to make sure I'm mentioning that to you as well. So Cassandra says, "Hi everybody. Hey, how you doing there, Cassandra?" Bonehead says, "Hey, hello, Brian and the Chiller Night crew. Hi. How's it going there, Bonehead? Thanks for joining us." Joe Expo says, "Greetings, everyone." Hey, Joe Expo. Diana says, "Hello, everyone. Happy Labor Day weekend." Happy Labor Day weekend indeed. A nice 3-day weekend for some of us, I guess. So that's cool. Very good. Raymond says, "Joe." Oh, there he is. Joe Expo. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, if you're just jumping on here, let me ask you, I just went over this, but I want to make sure if anybody's having any difficulty, either on their phone, laptop, on their computer, watching the stream TV programming. Evidently, there's a little bit of a difference in how the site's been looking over the last couple of weeks. Somebody had brought that to my attention last week while I was watching, and they were watching, and I wanted to make sure that you know it is still there. It's still there, okay? But on sometimes when you go to the screen, um, go to the top of the. If you're having any difficulty whatsoever, go to streammedia.tv. I'm going there right now. I'm going to do it, and they used to have that box right in the center of the screen of the site to look at. I don't see it here. I don't see it on my phone, so there must have been a reshuffling of the format here. But go to the top, and on my phone it's a little different. Just go to the menu or on the top where it says Watch Live. Click on that, and you'll be able to watch live. So there you have it. That should take care of anything like that. And you know what? I'm curious now. The Roku channel's not back up, but I do happen to see, I did happen to catch this. What would happen? It says Roku channel. I'm clicking on it right now. Does it say it's down? Sign into your Roku account. I don't know. I've heard nothing about whether that's. I have no new news, unfortunately, about the Roku channel. So as soon as I know, I will be very eagerly awaiting to share that with you. Jason says, "Thank you for the birthday wishes last week. I was at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair and was not able to be here, but thank you very much." Oh, you're very welcome, Jason. Hope you had a good time there at the fair. Um, Brad says, "Getting ready for Labor Day, Brian?" Yes, I am. I'm actually working on the new episode of Chiller Night Theater. We'll have a new one next Saturday night. I couldn't commit to having a new one tonight, but we will be having a new one next week. It will be the movie Snow Beast. So, which I thought it was a fun enough movie. I thought it was a good one for to do for Chiller Night Theater, and I'll be talking a little bit about that here in just a second. Bonehead says, "Hope you're getting rest, Brian. Your busy season is fast approaching, eh? LOL." No, it's actually not. But thank you though. But yeah, the haunted house for Harrisville has been canceled, unfortunately. Like I've mentioned this couple weeks in a row, but yeah, we were all set to do it. We were all ready. We were all approved, and now it was all set to start building in just a matter of days. And then I was told somebody else had what had happened. This is all innocent. There's nothing nefarious, going on. But what had happened? There was a brand new person had been hired to handle the scheduling. You know, purely one of those accidental things that could have happened to anybody. This person was not aware how the scheduling was supposed to occur, so this person had actually scheduled events all the way up to October, thinking, "Oh, well, I'll leave it empty for October." I guess that was the mindset. So they can do the haunted house. Well, that takes at least bare minimum eight weeks, 8 weeks, and that's me pushing to get that up. From an empty facility, building it up. Most of the time by myself up there. A lot of work, but that's okay. Unless you do haunted houses, you really don't have an idea how much goes into them. Honest, simple mistake, but it did bump me out for the year. I'm going crazy, not being able to do a haunted house because I've been doing these since 2006, and that just gives me another incentive to get my own building, so I cannot get bumped out of somebody else's facility, whether I'm renting it or having some kind of arrangement like that. So, but anyways, that was a short story long. So Terry Tentlinger says, "Good evening, Brian. Just took a break from building the new haunt to watch your show. Oh, rub it in, Terry." Well, yes, you have the animatronic one coming up, and actually, Ava and I will be. I'll have a free night, so I'll be able to come and take a look at that. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. So I'm looking forward to that, Terry. Thanks for joining us tonight. Bonehead says, "I'm watching on YouTube, so I wouldn't be much help." What? So, well, ChillerNight Theater replying to Terry. Terry, we'll be up to go through. Yeah, we're gonna come up probably. I think we're gonna hit it this month. We'll hit it this month. So Terry says, "Sounds good. Can't wait to see you guys." Yeah, looking forward to that. Tom says, "Greetings and salutations all." Well, greetings, Tom Paisley. Thanks for joining us tonight. Ava says, "That was me writing." Yes, yes. Terry says, "Okay, can't wait to meet you." Yeah, that'll be neat. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I guess that's the one thing I try to take. I try to look at everything as positive as I can. With all the world troubles, that's a little just a little inconvenience for me, and I do look at it that way. I have a perspective on things, so I'm not devastated. I'm just a little. I can't even say annoyed, a little irritable because I feel like I should be doing something. But it's one of those things. Well, I'll be back at it next year, maybe in my own building at that point. We'll see. Ava and I have got some wheels turning. Raymond says, "Have Jack Shadow offer the bums an offer they can't refuse." Yeah. I wish I knew what that was. Believe me, I went to the council meeting. I was like, I was here first. All right, I'll try not to think about it too much. Bonnie says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the last couple of weeks, and I didn't know you can't do the haunted house this year." Oh, that's all right. That's no problem. But maybe just decorate a room and do a live haunted house ChillerNight show, maybe. I've been thinking about what to do. Is there something? I don't know. Is there something you guys would like to see in particular? I don't know. I am thinking if I do something, perhaps it'll be on Saturday the 30th. I'm just I don't know. I don't have anything planned. I don't have anything in mind. Perhaps a live show. From the studio. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm not sitting here plotting anything. Unfortunately, I just that really threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting to get kicked out of doing the haunted house. So that really. I'll be honest. It really took a lot out of me. I guess mental wise. And so it's hard for me to just jump right back on. Okay, what can I do now? It just took a lot out of me. Like I said, it took knocked a lot of the wind out of my sails for this year. But well, keeping things in healthy perspective. Let's see. Brad says, "Planning on doing ChillerNight pre-show at Haunting, Brian? LOL. At the haunt? Yeah. If I had one, I would still think that would be a neat thing to do is to broadcast live from my haunted house. So I will get something set up one of these times. The problem is, I wish, of course, I play Jack Shadow, so I'm right there, in the first room, and that is important to me. I do like that first impression. That's very important to me. Always has been. So. There's part of me is like to sit back and manage it, and do that. But there's another part that I take that very seriously, business wise, and my love for Halloween and haunted house wise. As far as that character has to really shine. So, but part of me would like to just to not just sit back and manage because there's a lot to it, but only manage. But someday we'll see. John says, "Look at it like this. You'll have a whole year to make next year's haunted house event even better." That's right. That's right. That's a good way of looking at it. And like I told the mayor, and I know he and his wife and everybody. There were a lot of people disappointed. They did want it. They did want it, and I know that they did try. I was there. I saw. I was part of the process, so I know that it was a complete. Like I said, it was a new individual, a new person, and it was a complete accident. It could, like I said, it could have happened to anybody who doesn't do haunted houses and didn't understand the process and didn't understand that I was already booked. That was part of it as well. So it's just one of those things. Um, let's see. David says, "Good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers." All right. Thanks for joining us, David. Good to see you. Brian says, "Hello, everybody." Hey, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Joe Expo says, "Yes, a virtual Halloween event." I don't know. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Because I would really have to start plotting and planning now if that is to happen. Um, Tom says, "I'd like to see one of the walkthroughs you did for the past haunted houses." Well, yeah, I guess that would be a I guess I could put that up there because it's certainly not giving any secrets away because I'm not utilizing that same floor plan by any means. Brad says, "I was talking about Terry's haunt. LOL." David says, "Have a live broadcast from the Mini Gross Fest on October 30th. That would be fun." Yeah, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I didn't even. I mean, Diana mentioned that about the Mini Gross Fest. I guess I haven't been on their page enough to have seen that myself on there. I'll have to see what's going on there. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth about it, to be honest with you, because even if I chose to do something now, is it will it be promoted enough? Will it be promoted enough? Can I get enough viewers? Because with the Roku channel down, and I will admit that that's important to me, the viewership. If I got half my viewership gone, and that's really I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. You know, it should be a big day for Jack Shadow. It should be in the crew, Aura the Witch and Hell will Knock, and it would be neat to do something. Jason says Jack Shadow needs to roll some heads. I know. Bonehead says, "Yeah, a virtual Halloween haunted house ChillerNight show. Brian, you may turn this bad news into something that is great and start a new challenge and tradition that you may really enjoy." You never know. I can't say no. We were thinking about something along that line last year, a collaboration between myself and Stream TV, possibly. We were just talking. It was just in the talking stage, wondering what we could do because we didn't know. This was early in um, the COVID days, and we weren't sure if the haunted house for last year was going to be able to be open. So we were thinking about something like, okay, if not, what's the plan B? Can we have a virtual one, something along that line? So um, I'm not sure if that's something I could throw together this quickly. Maybe, I don't know. Keep the ideas coming because I do like this. I am interested to know what you guys would like to see. Maybe even there's something with I don't know. I really something like this with Jack Shadow in place of me. I don't know. Uh, Raymond says, "Have something we can watch on the 30th. How about one of the War of the Worlds movies?" That is the date Orson Welles' radio program went live and scared the bejesus out of people. That would be pretty cool. My only fear about doing this is the live, like we were doing the live Jack Shadow Friday Night Frights, is YouTube is just wow, they just went nuts. They start hacking away at everything you put on there. So um, my big worry would be the YouTube viewers. What if it gets shut down in mid-show? I don't know. That's something I'll consider something like that. I'm not going to roll it out. it would be neat to do something like that. I won't rule it out, but I guess we'll see. Um, but I like hearing the ideas. Kevin says, from your horror host, Kevin, Tara Vincent. Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining us from across the pond. So how are things? How are things over yonder tonight? There, Kevin, thanks for joining us. Jason says, by the way, Secret Wars was an awesome storyline. Love the t-shirt. Yeah, it was. Yeah, oh, it takes me back to some very good comic book memories. Brad says, that Halloween event at Coney Lake Park was fun a couple years ago. Yeah, that was neat. Yeah, we took a pre-show there, and we were thinking. My thinking was, we'll get right in. We'll go through a couple of the haunted houses with the camera. You know, I had everything um, Facebook Live, and we spent the almost the entire hour in line. It was that packed, and then we went on the Devil's Den. So that was kind of fun. Jason says he walked through an old haunted house would be great, especially for your distance challenged fans. Yeah. Yeah, that's something to consider. Tom says, how about a live ChillerNight theater with Jack and the gang from the studio on Halloween weekend? That's very possible. You know what? That is very possible. I wonder if you know, we have discussed something like that. You know, we were thinking about doing a live show. It was in, I think it was in July. We were going to do a live one. June or July. I think it was July. During the Oil Heritage Festival, whatever the weekend that was. And I actually ended up pulling the plug on that because I didn't think that we would have enough time. I didn't think I would have enough time to be. We were doing so much around our house with, you know, renovating rooms and all this and that, and new carpeting and all. We were doing all kinds of, you know, work darn real life, and I didn't have enough time to really commit to it, and I didn't want to really screw that up. You know, uh, it's possible. The only thing I'm hesitant to speak on Stream TV's behalf on is I don't know if that's because they cover a lot of the local football games and stuff like that, and I think those are, I guess those would be more of a Friday night thing. So I mean, it's possible. Is that what you guys would like to see? Would you like this? Would you watch something like that? Would you tune in to see on Saturday, October 30th, a special live ChillerNight Theater presentation? If you would, let me know. Let me know quick. Because I can't speak on Stream TV's behalf, but because there would have to be somebody there running, all the the camera and the sound and all that stuff. But if that's something you guys might be interested in, let me know. I have to put something together quickly because we were planning on that. We were thinking about doing that. We had it in mind. I'm the one who pulled the plug on it because I knew it wasn't going to work, but because we were going to have like even an audience, you know, done in front of an audience as well. So that is possible. That is possible. Ava says, I thought the money they raised restored the park. Hopefully they continue. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I wonder how that will go. I mean, haunted houses are open. We were going to be open. So, and, you know, Terry's is going to. I don't know. I don't know how that works with Coney Lake. I really haven't heard much about that. Brad says, YouTube is seriously strict anymore. Oh, tell me about it. They'll take anything, you know, stuff that is like very well known to be public domain, and they'll they'll pump it out of there. It's like, so Bonehead says, Brian, whatever you do, I can guarantee you that I'll definitely like and appreciate it. Thank you for all you do, which really honestly is a lot. You're single-handedly keeping Chiller Theater alive. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I guess I've always loved this stuff, and there's so much and I assume that's part of why you join me on Saturday nights, and I love this. But a lot of the real world stuff is, you just like, it's nice to escape that, and that's why we don't talk about any of that here. If anybody seriously has issues they want to talk about, or then okay. But I tend to shy away from that type of stuff on here, not because I'm not concerned or am indifferent. It's not that at all. I have very strong opinions. Um, However, I view what we're doing here as entertainment, and I appreciate hearing you say that, because there was always that Saturday night thing with me growing up, and it's always been associated with the family and something good, something I looked forward to and loved, because I was even mentioning this last week. There was just something about Halloween horror. Growing up, I've always been a huge fan. Haunted houses, as soon as I figured out what the heck those things were, I've fell in love with them as soon as I went through my first one, and I've just always loved that stuff. And if I can just share a little bit of that with you guys, then that's pretty rewarding to me. Um, Diana says, "Hi, Kevin." John says, "How about it, the movie Space Invaders, where Martians mistake the radio show was a real thing and arrived to join in?" You know, that reminds me of that movie Galaxy Quest. It's called Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen. That was I don't know, just reading that reminded me of that one, because that was pretty funny. Space Invaders, huh? David says the mini Gross Fest is at a bar, and it would be neat to have you waltzing around to the vendors talking to them. And later in the evening, there would be a costume party. Jack Shadow could lead the dance off. I can't say no. I can't say I wouldn't do that. I am. That's an option. That's something. That's something. Like I said, I'll take all ideas into consideration. I guess I just, that and the live show idea. That gives me a couple ideas, because I do. That's Jack's. It should be a big time of the year for him, and maybe we can still make it that way. Um, Lasercorn said, "Hey peeps, sorry I'm late." Hey, thanks for joining us. John says, "How about a haunted house crawl?" That would be cool. That would be very cool. I'd be up for it. Tom says, "I'd watch it." Fred says, that would be awesome. Raymond says, "I would watch." Raymond says, "Laser." Glam says, "Howdy all. Sorry about the haunted house, but there are some good alternative ideas being shared." I think so, yeah. Jack in any form is welcomed. Oh, thank you. A couple hellos back and forth. Some of you, and Tom says, "Wham bam, thank you, Glam." Bonehead says, I enjoy joining you on Saturday nights because it's fun, informative, and very enjoyable. And the real reason is because you never tell me to shut up. I don't know how you put up with me." Well, you're always welcome. Diana says, "Hi, Glam." Okay, so that's funny. I went over the schedule. It's 8:30. I can't. I honestly thought maybe a quarter after at the most. I'm just amazed how quickly this goes. I'm going to put up the schedule again, and then I'm going to mention a few things coming up here. Tonight at 9 o'clock at StreamMedia.tv and Stream TV, ChillerNight Theater, Jack presents Carnival of Souls. Good movie. Check it out if you've not seen it. And if you've not seen it, I'd be kind of surprised. It's been around for a while. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Kerry Haggard. He's going to be talking about his book, Traveler. 11:30 Chiller Night Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. 1:30 Chiller Chat. My guest is Gary Striner. Gary and I, as stated on the show, if you do stay up that late and watch it, if you do check it out, and these are on YouTube also, these Chiller Chats. It is kind of cool because we're going through different locations that they filmed Night of the Living Dead in. And Gary, of course, he wasn't in the movie, but he was very, very much part of the production with the lighting and the sound. And Gary's brother, Russ, of course, Russ Striner played Johnny, one of the kind of not a major character, but kind of. I mean, everybody knows of Johnny. They're coming to get you, Barbara. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. So there you have it. There you have it. There's the schedule for tonight. And I wanna bring this up too. I'm gonna try something next week when it comes to this show here. That doesn't affect YouTube viewers. However, if you're on Facebook watching this, I encourage you to. I'm going to try something because I'm not getting. I came over to Chiller Night Theater's Facebook group page because I was hoping that, okay, if it's under Chiller Night Theater, everyone will know and they'll just come here and watch it. Well, over the last several weeks, and I know it's summer, so that might have something to do with it, but my views are, I hate to say this, but, I don't have that many views, and I'm thinking, okay, I'd like to keep this worth doing, worth my while, and I want to make sure that I'm getting the most I can out of the viewership. So what I'm thinking about doing next week is doing this show from Brian Hoag's Facebook page. Now, again, YouTube doesn't matter; it's going to be the same. But for Facebook, and I'll be posting this throughout the week as well to remind you. But I'm going to try it from Brian Hoag's Facebook page. It will be shared to Chiller Night Theater's group page. The only thing is, I don't think you can comment on it if you're watching it from there. If you're watching it if you're watching it on Harrisville Haunted House or Chiller Chats, I don't know, is anybody watching it there? Type in something if you are, because I don't think you can comment on that. I think it has to be whatever is plugged into the OBS channel, restreaming. So I'm going to try this from Brian Hoag's Facebook page next week. Now, let me tell you, if you're not friends with Brian Hoag on Facebook, do a friend request. Let me know, because that way you'll be notified that I'm doing the show, okay? So if you're on Facebook and you're not friends with me, become friends with me. So next week, I'm going to try this next week and see if I can pick up some viewerships. I'm just trying to get more viewerships here. Laser Corn says, "Ooh, City of the Dead. That is a good one. I think it's pretty cool." Brad says, 8:30 already. We're having so much fun. I know it goes so quick. Laser Corn says, "I really like that one." Laser Corn says, "Somebody should do a remake of that." Diana says, "I love Carnival of Souls. So good." It is a good one. Yeah, nice and creepy. Bonehead says, "Carnival of Souls, eh? I visited the restroom of doubts a few times in my life." All right. So Clam says, "Laser Corn. Evening, Kevin. Good to see you, Joe Expo." All righty. So there you go. All right. Now next week, folks, will be a brand new Chiller Night Theater. If you aren't on here early enough and you didn't hear me say that, Jack Shadow will be on Stream TV next week with a brand new episode. The movie will be Snow Beast, which was it was actually a made-for-television movie back in the '70s. So without saying too much, because I don't want to take the big guy's dialogue. But check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. But that got me thinking too about, we were talking just last week about different things. What made us talk about Salem's Lot? I forget what brought that up, to be honest with you. But then in preparing for next Saturday night's Chiller Night Theater, I got to thinking about, we were talking about Salem's Lot, and just look at this. Check this out. That I was talking about this last week, that particular scene too. How creepy that was. That was just so weird. And of course, the vampire Barlow. How cool is that? That was so frightening as a kid watching that on TV. That was on TV. I think that's what made me think of that. And then we were talking about, this is something I mentioned as well, the little boy floating outside his brother's window after he was turned into a vampire. Very, very creepy stuff. So some of those made-for-TV movies are very well done. Look at this again. Look at that. Ah, that's just so cool. I just remember as a kid just watching that, just being so creeped out and loving it. That was if I remember right, that was, I think, that a 2 night special on TV. You know, but I just remember all of us at school the next day talking about how scary this was. So loved it, loved it. Um, Lasercorn says, I wish we could do the Bermuda Depths. Now, that was a great made for TV movie, the Bermuda Depths, huh? Somebody mentioned something last week too, and I got to go back and. How do I do that, anyways? I guess unless I write it down or unless you message it to me, then I really don't. I don't intentionally do this, but I forget because I'm trying to remember so much. Just um, some people I remember like as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, oh, that sounds like a cool one, and then I just something shiny distracts me after the show, and I never get back to it. And Tom Paisley of all people, I know you know that because you've mentioned a couple of them. Now I've got around to like Fiend Without a Face, and but I'm sure there was a few more that you've mentioned that unless somebody maybe um, bugs me about it, if I forget it, I'm sorry. It's not intentional, but just throw the idea at me again. Maybe even in a private message, a direct message or whatever. Um, if there is something that you can say, I'll check it out and see if that's something that we can play. Brad says, if you're not friends with Brian Hoog on Facebook, you better be Brian Hoog's friend. That's LOL. That's right. Yeah. So again, for all of you on Facebook, just be my friend. Be my friend. That way, next Saturday night, because I'm going to try this, and we'll see if this embellishes my viewership next week. We'll give it a try. I that's what this is. It's a process, and I'm trying different things to get the word out there and try to get of course, more viewership. So we're gonna give it a try. Like I said, if you are on the Chiller Night Theater Facebook, YouTube, I will share it to that page. The only difference is I don't think you can chat on that page if it's on mine. I think it has to be on whatever page I have plugged into the streaming service, which this week it happens to be the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page. Next week it will be Brian Hoag's. So again, if you're not friends with me, send me a request so I can include you, and you should be notified next week around 8 o'clock, a few minutes until 8, that I'm coming on live. So let's try that next week, because there will be a new episode, and I'm trying to get the word out as much as I can. So Cassandra says, little boy outside the window freaked me out as a kid. I know. Raymond says, I was bothered by the priest being so ineffective. Yeah. I didn't really, I don't know. You would think, a priest. But yeah, he didn't stand up against the powers of evil too well, did he? David says, Toby Hooper, director of the Chainsaw Massacre, directed Salem's Lot. I remember you mentioning that last week. That is really cool. We were talking about Salem's Lot last week. What a neat movie that was. I know it was a Stephen King novel, turned into a made-for-TV movie. But boy, at that time, it really was something, wasn't it? I mean, at least as a kid, it's frightening, very frightening. Brad says, but the chat is the best part. What this? Yeah, I enjoy this very much. Bronin says, I keep hoping one day you'll play Killdozer because it's cheesy, but it's fun to riff while you're watching it. Okay. Brad says, you agree? What, the chat? The chat? I love doing the chats. Hey, there's something. Yeah, I got to get the... When do I bring Chiller Chat back? I don't know. It would be nice to bring it back this month and then take it all the way through October. But if I'm... Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys? Do you guys enjoy the chiller chats? I mean, is it something that you would want to see? Do you like and if so, do you like Tuesday nights? I don't have to do them live. I can do them pre-recorded, of course, but you know, I think the chatting, like Brad was saying, the chatting's cool. But even for chiller chat, I think that that's a neat part of it. I think that's kind of fun to include you guys. Jason said Return to Salem's Lot wasn't so good, but the original was scary. You know, I've never seen Return to Salem's Lot. Oh, you know what? I just remembered why we were bringing this up last week is because we were talking about. I still have these insert like Chucky, the series coming up in October. We mentioned Halloween Kills that's coming up as well. Candyman, that you know the new theatrical release of that. So we were talking about a few new things, and we were on the horrornewsnet.com or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look. But we saw that they were doing a remake of Salem's Lot. That's what brought it up. Okay, I remember that now. Raymond says, "I love the chat." Good. That's yeah. I enjoy this. The chat with Chiller Chat or with this show or maybe both. Brad says, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?" Jason says, "Chiller Chats are awesome." Bonus says, "Riffing a movie just means to make fun of it." Yeah, I didn't know that term. I just thought, well, maybe everybody else knows it. I'm just I'm in the dark. But Tom says, "Yes, Chiller Chats." Tom, we ought. You know what? I guess I'm putting you on the spot, but we ought to do that one where we tried to do the the video. We could probably do that. Um, I think Tom ought to be the first guest when it comes to the video. I'm pointing over here because that's where you would see the guest. Um, because he helped me get that set up. Now I don't remember how to do it. I'd have to take a day to refresh, or prior to that. But that would be kind of cool. And then to have the you guys chatting in here and interacting, that would be kind of neat. Lasercorn says, "I enjoy the chats. I'm looking forward to Tony Lavorne." Yeah, yeah. That's another reason I need to start them up too, is because that it could have neat guests like Tony on here. Um, I know Tony said it. He would be very happy to be on one of the episodes. Raymond says, "I look forward to the Tuesday nights chat." Okay, if you guys like Tuesday, then we can start them back on Tuesday nights. Jason says, "Halloween Kills. I cannot wait." Ah, no, looking forward to that. John says, "YouTube has the movie Satan's Triangle, which was a movie of the week. Pretty good movie with the surprise twist ending." Oh, is that right? Satan's Triangle. I've never heard of that one. Lasercorn said Stan Gordon would be a huge bonus. I've had him on. I've had him on a couple times, but yeah, you're right. That would be, especially in light of a lot of the disclosures that have come out over the last year, even with the UFOs. So I'm sure he'd have a lot to say. Glam says you've had some really intriguing guests on chat, so they have been lots of fun, but 30 minutes doesn't seem long enough. I agree. I do agree with that. And maybe what I could do is maybe I could do part of the show kind of like what I'm doing now, throw in some vintage, I don't know, make it more of a podcast type of show, and then there is a 30-minute bracket to where if you want to, from 8 to 8:30, you're watching a guest. There is a guest on there. I only did it, this way with the 30 minutes because, like, I did it in anticipation of the scheduling for Saturday nights. When we first started this with Stream TV, I thought, are people going to want to? They're going to want to watch the scary movie, the Chiller, okay? And then do they want to sit there for an hour watching something else and then go back to a Chiller movie like that? Because when it was first presented to me, the idea of when Luke from Stream TV first contacted me, he gave me an idea of what he wanted, and he said, "I don't want it to just be a movie, an episode. I want you to have your own like bracket of like a Saturday night event, like your bracket of television programming." I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, it'd be hard to keep up with new content. Um, that's why you know, I'm trying to keep up with it as best as I can. But I like the idea. I think that's a neat idea. I get a little concerned about like, would people be interested, or maybe here's an idea too. Well, then if I have new guests on, are they gonna? Is that fair to them to put that on so late? I was gonna say maybe two Chiller Night theaters and then a Chiller Chat. If anybody has any ideas, please send them my way because I am always open ideas. I know sometimes there's a big gap in between the programming. Um, Maybe I don't know. I don't know. There's a really good solution to that. I'm not. I don't know. I haven't really come up with anything right now. But the way I've been doing it is it seems to work. But because I think I'm sure there's some night owls out there who just love to watch TV at 3 in the morning. You know. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Glam says, "Oh, I read that one." Jason says, "Who was better as the protagonist, Van Helsing or Dr. Loomis?" I'd have to say Van Helsing because he actually, killed Dracula. Well, he did come back, and Dr. Loomis, did he kill him? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the heck's going on with Mike Myers. I kind of look at that as, because at some point he had to have become. He's either a mutant like Wolverine and with some healing powers, or he is supernatural like Jason Voorhees. You can't shoot somebody that many times and they get better. There was one of the episodes where, was it after part 2? Then they had Season of the Witch, and then I think it's part 4 where the old homeless guy took him in, and he like recouped for like a year. You know. And I don't know that a monster would do that if Jason Voorhees would take a year to recoup. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I think Michael Myers is at this point supernatural because or he's a mutant with healing capacities. Or there is that side story that they kind of started delving into with part 6 that was explaining this background, this old ancient cult, and something along the lines of some kind of a magical bloodline or something. There was an explanation starting to form that I was kind of on board with. I thought, okay, I can get into this. And then the very next movie, they trailed off and went another way with it, and they came up with H2O so they could stick Jamie Lee Curtis back in there, and H2O for the 20th, back in 1998. But to answer your question, I'm going to say Van Helsing, I guess. Bonehead says, I look forward to. Oh, and also because on Van Helsing, there's really cool people play Van Helsing. Edward Van Sloan in Dracula, the original Dracula, and then for the sequel, Dracula's Daughter, he was also Dr. Van Helsing in that too, the beginning of the movie. And then my favorite Van Helsing was Peter Cushing in the Hammer horror movies. So, holy cow, about 10 minutes left. That's amazing to me. It really is. Bonehead says, I look forward to Chiller Chats. My weekend isn't complete unless I get to tune in and be part of all the fun stuff. All right, well, we can start them back up then. We can get those started. Glam says, Tom on chat would be awesome. Today the chats, tomorrow the world. Tom says, absolutely. I can show off my high voltage wire insulator collection. All right, do that. I don't know what all that is, but sure. If you're on here. Brad says, that's what they did on USA Network's Up All Night. Yeah, it would be neat to have back-to-back programming all night. Now, there is a way, if I'd want to commit to, I guess that would take some sponsorship. And not to sound like, but I would, what I could do is jump in here. Like if this were connected to Stream TV, which we've talked about, Stream TV and I myself, we've sat here and talked about it. This can happen. This show right here, this could be going on over Stream TV, which means it would be on the local television in like Franklin and Pennsylvania, Venango County, um, but but it would also be on, of course, the website, and then whenever that Roku channel gets back up and running, it would be on that as well. It'd be live. Okay. Now what I could do is in between the shows, jump on here. And if I'm going to take on the persona of doing kind of like something like that, the Mr. Chiller type of thing, I don't know. Maybe I would do like the Bill Cardell thing with the tux. I don't know, but there is a way to do this stuff. I would probably like some compensation at that point with some sponsors, you know, because that's that's quite a commitment. But I would be willing to do it. I wouldn't rule it out, but I would be willing to do something like that. Brad says like Billy Bob Briggs Monster Vision on TNT. That would be cool. That would be neat. This could really, it could really develop into something, you know, bigger and better than what it is right now. It kind of surprises me. I'll be honest with you, because before, when I started this show eons ago, it seems, all the years ago, I had like a little crew. There was a crew. I didn't do everything. Now I do everything, and including, you know, the editing, everything, like everything from A to Z, and it gets a little overwhelming at times. But I love it so much. I mean, or I wouldn't be doing it. I do love it, but I would like it to. Maybe there's a way to improve it. Maybe there is. I just don't want to get in over my head, is what I'm trying not to do. But we'll see. Keep sending me ideas. If you have an idea you would like to see, let me know. 687th Wig says good evening. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. 687 Twig. Raymond says, or it just a movie. Or is it just a movie? I'm sorry, Raymond. I missed whatever came before that. Sometimes I catch it, and sometimes I know there's a delay here. So, Bonehead says, "Ask Miss Donna Delinsky, aka Terminal Stare. Wouldn't that be something to come on a Chiller Chat? She may even do a guest spot as Terminal Stare if you ask." That would be that'd be putting a lot on me. To have a chat show with Terminal Stare. But yeah, that would be, I would love to have her on here. I don't know. Does anybody know how to get in contact with her? I would have her on a show in a heartbeat. Jason says, excellent analysis. I love both Peter Cushing and Donald Pleasance. Yeah. Glam says, you have a high voltage wire insulator connection, and you have a new puppy. You've officially reached perfection. Okay. to Tom. Let's see. Bonehead says, if you reach out to her, Brian, I somehow have a feeling she'd come on if you just ask her. Yeah, I've actually looked online like how to contact her, and I don't know the first thing on how to contact her. Some people it's very easy to get in contact with. But she has been one who I'm sure if I really dived into it, you know, I could figure it out, but I don't know how to contact her. Tom says you can't chat on Stream TV feed though, right? Yes, I could. I could, because here's the thing. I could do this show. What it is it doesn't take away from what we're doing now. It only adds to it. So theoretically, not even theoretically, I shouldn't even say it that way, because it's not some whimsical, esoteric idea. It's actually something we have the ability to do, but it costs money. And I don't mean to sound like this is about money, because it's not. I've been doing it for all these years and without anything. But and I pay I pay a certain amount every month to do this show. It would actually be more to connect it to Stream TV. There's some money involved, basically. But if I got sponsors and I got regular sponsors, that would be a possibility. We could do that and chat. It could be done. It would be just like this, like you're seeing and interacting now. There would be an additional part where people on Stream TV would be watching it. So, and hopefully they would be jumping on and being able to chat as well. So there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. 687 Twig says, my first time here. This was suggested to me by YouTube. I'm super excited to see this. It reminds me of Dr. Creep when I was a wee monster girl. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Well, what we do, and I'll say this very quickly, because at 9 p.m. we are having the following lineup of programming here on, well, I say here, it's actually there at streammedia.tv. So I cut out a couple minutes before 9 o'clock, and then dash to your computer or favorite Wi-Fi device or whatever. That's up to you. But here is our schedule for tonight, beginning at 9 o'clock. Chiller Night Theater, hosted by Jack Shadow. The movie is Carnival of Souls, 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Carrie Haggard. Carrie will be talking about his book, Travelers, about a UFO crash in Aurora, Texas, back in the 1890s, 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is City of the Dead. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Gary Striner, and he and I go on a couple different locations where they were filming Night of the Living Dead. It's a pretty neat episode. Shorter one than what we're used to, but 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Children Should Play with Dead Things. So there you have it. There is the lineup for tonight. I hope you enjoy that. And let's see. Tom says, "Hey, you Twig. Hey, yes, first time here. Well, I hope to see you back again." Let's see. John says, "You have been watching Chiller Night live pre-show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand. Have a good Labor Day weekend and grill like there's no tomorrow. Stay chilled, keep thrilled. Grill while you can. Halloween is 57 days away." All right, that's a pretty awesome. Brad says 5 minutes until Chiller Night Theaters. Get your computers ready. I still got to get used to that. You and me both. Bonehead says, "Thank you, Brian. Got to another great Chiller Night pre-show." Thank you. I enjoyed it. The Chiller Night crew. Thank you. Tom says, "I'll say my ghoul nighties now." Beasties. See you on the other side. And 687 Twig says, "Oh my gosh, what a cool lineup. Thanks." Oh, great. And I hope to see you next week. And wow, here we go. We're going to put a cap on tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And have a good night. Have a good Chiller Night. We'll see you next week.